WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. WTIM Morning Show, co-sponsored by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Joining me in the studio, well, rather on the phone, registered dietitian with the St. Louis Dairy Council, Kelsey Bentledge. Welcome back to the program, Kelsey.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you, and Merry Christmas to you, and well, happy holidays or whatever it is, and whatever it is that you celebrate. Now you are here. Well, butter is going to be a important refrigerator staple for upcoming feasts, and well, you're here to talk a little bit about some of the things you can do with butter, including some of your favorite dishes and all the information about butter. Now, first and foremost, let's start off with this. What is butter, and what is it made out of? How do you make it? And all that stuff. Go ahead and give a little bit of a background, Kelsey.
Yeah, so the holidays are upon us, which means we are making our best dishes and bringing bringing our A game when it comes to the food and cooking. But what is butter? So butter is the concentrated source of milk fat. 80% of butter is that butter fat, with about 5% coming from milk solids. That's why it has that opaque look versus some of the oils we have out there. And then 15% of it is coming from water. Butter, it's made from milk, and there are very few ingredients that are included in butter. It's simply milk, and then salt is also added. Be sure to take a look at your recipes before you're going out to buy your butter, because some specify, especially when you're baking your cookies, it is very important to specify whether it's unsalted or salted, because that can make all the difference in your baking this holiday season.
Over the years, you've heard all sorts of things about butter, including that it's not very good for you and that it's, high in cholesterol. Is that still the case?
Yes, just like so all nutrition trends change over time, right? And I am really happy to tell you all that butter is back in the best way. So, research is showing us that butter really may not be impacting our health as previously believed. It's not causing the obesity, it's not the cause of our comorbidities, the diabetes, the heart disease, things like that. Our current dietary recommendations from the dietary guidelines include all the different types of fat as a part of a healthy eating pattern. Of course, I'm not recommending you go out and eat a stick of butter every day, but butter could definitely fit into a healthy diet. And healthy eating is really not a one size fits all approach. It's more important to eat foods that you enjoy, that provide you with good nutrition. So if that means that you're not going to eat the broccoli without the butter on it, like me, then put the butter on the broccoli and make sure that you enjoy that good nutrition food. So, um, and unsaturated fats versus saturated fats is a thing we've been battling for years. And the big thing to note is that anything can fit into our diet. We just have to make sure we're not overdoing it.
Right. It was with most foods or anything really that you consume, it's all about moderation.
Absolutely. And that's the tricky part, especially coming up on the holiday season. I know that can be really tough for people, and if you're looking for some tips on how to get through the holiday season with your health intact, then always make sure to visit our website. We have really good information there.
And yeah, if somebody is, I'm sure that your website has lots of great information, but what would you say to someone who is struggling to make sure that they're putting the right amount of things like butter on their food or consuming the right amount of things that, you would consider to be ingested in moderation?
Yeah, that is a great question. So, as a dietitian, what I always say is not to think in a mindset of restriction and how much we need to limit on our portions, so much as making sure that we're putting really good foods on our table. So, like I mentioned, the broccoli with the butter. Broccoli is a really great source of nutrition. So, making sure that we're getting that on our plate and worrying less about what we're trying to restrict in regards to the butter. Just put enough to make it taste good, and then know that you're getting good nutrition there with your broccoli. You can add your cheese. Cheese provides 13 essential nutrients that dairy provides as well. And really think about how you can add to your meal and add good nutrition, add your fruits, vegetables, dairy products, things like that, versus worrying so much about restricting. That's the best advice I can give.
So how does butter work when you're baking? I know that it's used in a lot of recipes, but how does it make what we cook better?
Yeah, so butter definitely makes it better. We all know that makes everything delicious. But the one way is when we're making our pie crust. So butter is the reason why pie crusts are flaky. Like I said before, butter has water content in it, and that is missing from a lot of other oils out there. And what it does is in the pie crust, it creates these little pockets of steam, and that gets trapped in the dough, and that creates the air pockets in that flaky pie crust dough. And then once the dough has cooled, these air pockets become those delicate layers of flaky dough that we all enjoy in our pie crusts around the holidays.
Yeah, and I think my favorite pie's got to be the apple cinnamon variety of sorts. Maybe even like a peach pie or a cobbler. What about you? What do you like?
Uh, well, pumpkin pie when it comes
Okay.
to the holidays, but we have to make sure that the base is that crust. It has to be the perfect crust for it to be the perfect pumpkin pie, in my opinion.
Yeah, you could have the best filling in the world, but if that crust isn't there, well, then it's kind of an average pie, if anything, I would think,
Exactly. So you have to, make sure you're choosing the right ingredients to add in.
including salted or unsalted butter, depending on your recipe. Going back to
Absolutely.
going all the way back to the original with the cookies and everything like that. Um, now, you know, you are, and by you, I mean the St. Louis Dairy Council is offering a bit of a campaign. What is this campaign?
So we are running a Butter Me Up campaign this holiday season. We are doing this on social media. We're doing it in schools. We do a lot of work in schools. We are also doing a recipe contest, things like that. So if you're interested in joining it in on our Butter Me Up campaign, the best way to do that is on our social media channel, Facebook and Instagram. We are posting lots of things about butter and asking people to post their favorite butter recipes for a chance to win some. I like to use puns, so for a chance to win a dairy-rific prize. So uh, please follow us on social media, and the handle for that on both Facebook and Instagram is at STL Dairy Council.
I did laugh, by the way. That wasn't just a you didn't just make that pun on your own. I just had to try and control my laugh a little bit. Now, what if someone's interested in this contest, right, or to win a prize? Is now let me back up a little bit. Is this the first time you've offered this campaign in this kind of this recipe contest?
Yeah, so for butter specifically, yes, we just came up with this Butter Me Up campaign. However, we do love to run campaigns like this throughout the year, so make sure you stay tuned on our social media. We always like to give away dairy prizes for people to use in their kitchen or wherever else. So stay tuned. But the Butter Me Up campaign is running through the end of the year, so it's coming to a close pretty soon.
What kind of recipes are you looking for here that you think would make a very competitive entry?
Oh, butter recipes is what we're specifically looking for. So if you have a recipe that calls for a lot of butter, that's what we're looking for in this Butter Me Up campaign. I know we actually posted a recipe this month for ooey gooey butter cookies. So if you have a stellar ooey gooey recipe for of some sort, you could add in there. That would be great.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. You're on the phone with registered dietitian with the St. Louis Dairy Council, Kelsey Bentelich. More from Kelsey after this break right here on WTIM, your information station. Our stream co-sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. You always do better with Landmark.
Here's Will Perkins. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Do you have your eye on a new boat or camper? At Taylorville Community Credit Union, we can help you with your new purchase. We offer low interest rates and generous payback periods. At TCCU, we pride ourselves in providing excellent service and personal attention. So, if you are looking to make a new purchase, give TCCU a chance to earn your business. We are conveniently located in Taylorville, Hillsborough, Litchfield, and Pana. You can also find us online at tccu.org. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Be good to yourself this Christmas. A new Bemco mattress from Just Beds can improve your sleep and help you cope with the stress of the season. All Bemco mattresses are on sale this month, including Foster Firm or Plush Queen mattresses for only $379. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away. May your holiday season be safe and joyful. Merry Christmas from the guys at Just Beds. Want less holiday stress? See the Young Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale and Springfield.
Just Beds.
Merry Christmas from all of us at McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. This is Scott McClure, happy to be a sponsor of Nonstop Christmas Music on Cruisin' 98.3 and the exclusive sponsor of the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Christmas Music Channel as our way of wishing your family the most blessed holiday season and a great 2022. From now through December 26, tune in to Cruisin' 98.3 or go to TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and simply click the play button on the Christmas Music Channel icon to hear all of your holiday favorites 24/7.
Your nonprofit organization can attract people to your fundraising event by reaching our 7 groups of listeners and readers. Hi, I'm Teresa Nelson, an account manager here at Miller Media Group. Part of my job is helping nonprofit organizations promote their activities. We offer our lowest rate for radio commercials and offer 1 free ad for each ad purchased, plus a discounted rate on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Find out more on our Miller Media Group nonprofit advertising campaigns by contacting me, Teresa Nelson, at 824-3395. That's 824-3395.
Chip Flory here, inviting you to join the conversation as we tackle the current issues of agriculture every weekday morning at 10:06 on the Talk of Central Illinois, News Talk WTIM. I host AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running interview show dedicated to discussing agriculture issues with the newsmakers and include you in the conversation via our toll-free number. We're here weekdays mornings at 10:06. We are AgriTalk.
This is Jenny Turvey, manager of Rolling Meadows Senior Living in Taylorville. To learn more about our apartments, click on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
They've got the loan you need at First National Bank in Taylorville. First every time. Find out the loan products they offer by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream co-sponsored by Landmark of Taylorville. You always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You're here with registered dietitian with the St. Louis Dairy Council, Kelsey Bentelich, talking about all the great things that butter has to offer with your holiday cooking. And Kelsey, you have lots of great tips. I wish I had this just knowledge of butter handy right off my hand, but you are, I guess, can we call you like the butter specialist?
I would love to be called that.
Yeah, the butter specialist.
I'll wear that badge. Yeah, I'll wear that badge with honor.
So what else can you tell people about what butter can add into your holiday life?
Yes. So there's so many ways that butter makes it better. We talked about how it makes pie crust fluffy or flaky. We don't want fluffy pie crust.
No.
We want flaky pie crust. But it also has a lot of other food science reasons why it makes things better. If you are planning to make a layered cake for your holiday party, the water content in butter is what helps to strengthen the gluten in the flour and really it makes it result in a really strong cake that can withstand layering. So make sure you're using butter if you're creating a layered cake. Also, if you're making cookies like I will be this week, make sure that you are making them with butter because that's the reason why cookies are tender. I actually ran out of butter when I was making cookies last week. And let me tell you, the substitute that I used made the cookies crunchy and crumbly. And I'm personally a fan of a soft cookie. So if anyone else is out there is interested in soft cookies, make sure that you use butter or you up the butter content in your cookies. That's the way you get them nice and tender and soft. That's our favorite kind of cookie. So butter is also the reason why biscuits are golden on the outside and nice and fluffy on the inside. This is because the milk solids that are in butter contain sugars that caramelize on the outside of the biscuit and make it that brown, crunchy texture. And then the cold butter on the inside forms large flakes of dough, creating clusters of steam and leads to that pull apart quality of biscuits. So if you are making biscuits and gravy on Christmas morning and want that perfect biscuit, make sure you're using butter as well. And then,
I'm sorry to
oh, go
interrupt you.
ahead.
I had a question though. You mentioned that you tried a substitute. If someone at home is trying to cook and they find that they are out of butter, obviously you would want to go to the store, but maybe the store is closed and you still want to get that baking done. Obviously, don't use whatever it is that you used for your cookies, but what are some good substitutes?
Yeah, so I ended up using margarine. It just didn't turn out the same. So my best advice is making sure you're stacking up on the butter before, before the holidays. If you're wanting to make a Christmas batch of cookies, you can freeze it if you want to stack up, but definitely don't run out of butter because it completely ruined my cookies not to have butter. They turned out they turned out terrible. So I don't even recommend substitutions because it's just not the same. You don't want to mess
Mhm.
with baking that way.
What kind of cookies were you making?
Chocolate chip, and
Mm.
that's a very specific science. So,
Yes, there's a very specific protocol for chocolate chip cookies. Now you were in the middle of talking there just a moment ago. I didn't mean to interrupt your thought. Continue with that.
yes, I was talking about biscuits and gravy. So, and then butter is also a big part of making sauces or gravies as well. So that's important for that base of your sauces. Butter is important to cover the flour and make for a really smooth sauce that doesn't have clumps in it. So if you're wanting a perfect biscuits and gravy moment for Christmas, make sure that you're using butter in the sauce or in the gravy, and also using it for the biscuits as well.
You have lots of great information on your website, and usually when you and me talk, you have some sort of featured recipe that you are offering. Do you have that going on right now?
Yes, we absolutely do. Another cookie recipe because it's Christmas. So the ooey gooey butter cookie, since we're talking about butter this month, is up on our website, but we do have a whole catalog of recipes on there. If people are interested in trying out something new and dairy-fied, head to our website at stldairycouncil.org. And there's tons of good information on there. If you need some tips on getting through the holidays healthfully, always either feel free to reach out. You can always email us at the Dairy Council. We're all dietitians here, or head to our website for lots of good information there as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, buttery cookies. I don't know if I've ever had them. They're pretty good. I imagine. Are they anything like sugar cookies?
Yeah. So have you ever had the ooey gooey butter cake before?
I haven't. I can't say I
It's
have.
it's you have to try it
The ooey
sometime,
gooey
but
butter cake.
gooey
Okay.
gooey butter cake. So it's exactly what it sounds like. They're super soft, buttery, and then the cookies have a powdered sugar outside to them. So if you are a soft cookie fan, like I already mentioned that I am, then definitely try out the ooey gooey butter cookies. They're delicious.
I know you were making chocolate chip cookies, but what's your favorite cookie to make other than maybe the ooey gooey butter cookies?
Ooh, this is a tough one. My mom has a recipe for a peanut butter cookie wrapped around a mini Snickers bar, and that mini Snicker bar melts in the middle. It is to die for.
Oh,
That that is a good cookie recipe.
I
So that one is online too if you'd like to try.
oh my goodness. And again, where can people go find that information?
Yes, head to our website at STL Dairy Council, and if you'd like to participate in our contests on our social media and our Butter Me Up campaign, head to our social media, and the handle for that is at STL Dairy Council.
Kelsey, any final thoughts before you go?
I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and enjoys all of their butterfied recipes that they're going to be doing in this holiday season.
Yes, I know I am. Thank you so much for coming on, Kelsey, and have a happy holiday season.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show. Your stream co-sponsored by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.